it just felt right because the way I thought about it was New Roots is kind of like, you know, like new things to explore and like kind of new opportunities, and that's what was happening. So I kind of looked at it that way, and that's what it was for me too. So it's just a name I picked that I liked, that I felt like represented like kind of where I was at in all this. Yeah.
I be on that OG, tell you about the OG, calling up the roaches, got me feeling rosy, higher than the nose, that shit ain't got no G's, I be on the green like Mario and Yoshi.
Metric didn't buy BioTrack necessarily to use BioTrack's technology, though. It was like the opposite, you know. They have their fucking whole back end architecture. They're in mad states. They bought. I feel like Metric bought BioTrack because BioTrack got the New York fucking contract. That's like literally why I bet you it all happened. Because if Metric would have got the New York contract, they're not buying BioTrack. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But because they had the better whatever pitch people to come in and get that and get that contract. Now they got the New York State contract. It's probably gonna be one of the biggest, seed to sale track and trace contracts in the country, next to California, probably bigger in the end. So then Metric's like, oh, we need that. And then bought BioTrack. And BioTrack was like, we need to get this contract so Metric will buy us. Because I'm sure all that shit was happening the whole fucking time. And then they're like, New York State's about to implement BioTrack, and they're talking about implementing BioTrack, and then they announced that the merger with Metric is happening. It's mad weird. It's all happening at the same time too. So now all of a sudden that track and trace shit in New York State is on pause again.
It's on hold. Yeah.
It's on hold. Stage One podcast, Stoop to Store, Legacy to Legal. You know how we do. We are here with we've talked about this company and this brand on countless episodes. We're very proud to be one of the few dispensaries in the state that carry this brand, and we want to make sure that we shed light on them because honestly, growing some dank, making some of the best rosin in the rec market. Period. Right? You guys can speak more on that.
Yeah, I'm a regular consumer of his product. It's my favorite thing in New York right now. Rosin and flower. And yeah, they're killing shit. Shout out to New Roots.
So we got Matt from New Roots. Everybody, yo, so let's talk about how you kind of got into growing weed, and so how you got so good at it. Like, let's start there. Let's start with your origin story of being like a superhero grower, and like how you got here.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it started with smoking, and that was a pretty young age, and I think a lot of you guys could agree that like back then get our bud. It had a lot of seeds in it, and so that's how I started, with bag seeds and outside. And so we're talking like about 2003, which was when I was in my last year of high school, and yeah, I just started messing around at that time.
Nice.
So that's
and you started growing outdoor?
Yeah.
Start?
Yeah, I started outdoors, and that's a whole that can be really challenging sometimes. Especially when you're new to it. And so yeah, I learned a lot of hard lessons that way.
Were you in New York at the time?
Huh?
Were you in New York at the time?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, I was born and raised right here, and lived in Albany or surrounding areas my whole life, basically.
Lean in a little bit. Yeah.
And yeah, so yeah.
That's why you're growing weed that looks like this outdoors and stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Because you got the experience, you understand like the climate here and the pests here, and like how to make sure here, because it's not like there's a bunch of companies that came in. They were like, we're gonna bring in the best growers from California.
Yep.
And they're gonna grow the worst weed in upstate New York. You know what I'm saying? Because like, you know, it's not the same climate.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
Not at all.
not at all. It's not the same problems. It's not the same
Environment.
environment and the same solutions to so like you're used to growing here and you have like a decade plus, right, of experience
Yeah.
growing in this region. So you want to talk
You said
about some of those challenges that you have to overcome when you're growing, and or is that like the secret sauce? What does it take to grow in upstate New York?
No, yeah, no, I don't have any secrets. I think there are definitely a lot of challenges, and you mentioned some like you know, you got to deal with bugs, and you got to deal with high humidity. Certain points in the year, if you're not doing mixed light, then you got to deal with low light conditions, and then you know, it's just more challenging overall to keep a steady environment, keep a controlled environment. So a lot of it does come down to genetics, though. You know,
Genetics.
there are a lot of things that I can't grow in that type of like low tech environment. So in a greenhouse or outdoor in hoops. But there are some that I've found that do really well. And so, you know, if I grow something and it doesn't do well in my situation, then I just don't grow it again. You know, or I
Yeah,
take it inside, you know.
yeah.
Um, but yeah, there are a lot of things that I kind of figured out over the years. I mean, it's everything from, you know, day one you come out and, you know, all your plants are gone because deer ate them, or, you know, you got to deal with around here primarily it's like thrips, aphids, obviously like mold is an
Mold. Yeah,
issue.
yeah.
You know, you got powdery mildew, you got botrytis, and so these are all things you gotta kind of experience and really learn about and figure out what the solutions are before you can do well, you know.
And so then, what does it take to like when you have those moments, and then like I imagine there's a lot of reading and a lot of like now you can Google and shit, and but back
It's a
back
lot
then
different
and
now.
right back then when you were
Yeah.
first learning,
Yeah, you
when
know.
how did you kind of overcome some of those like because I imagine also back then there weren't a lot of resources to pull from because it wasn't legal, so you were doing it outdoors like as a younger dude like, and then you're coming up against powdery mildew. What the first time you get powdery mildew, what do you even know what it is? Like how do you discover that? And
Yeah.
then say, "Oh, I'm gonna come up with a solution."
Yeah, yeah. So I mean, the first time you have to deal with something like that, it usually doesn't end well. And you know, a lot of times if you have somebody that kind of has been growing for longer than you have, that you can talk to about it, that's a plus. You
Yeah,
know, but a lot of us didn't, and you know, I really didn't. And there also wasn't as much information back then, just in general.
right.
I mean, I feel like nowadays it's like almost an open book as far as like cultivation, but
It's almost too much information out
So
there.
yeah, you gotta
Like it's just
figure
an
it out.
overload of it. Like you
yeah,
can literally
but
everything's out there.
Analysis paralysis off that shit, and who knows if
And
what's real and what isn't and shit too. So I think
yeah.
that's with everything now. Too
But
much.
like to your question, I think a lot of those things, like me dealing with them for the first time way back then, was like, yeah, like it didn't end well, and I had to figure it out the hard way,
Mm.
you know, and definitely took a lot of losses, whether it was outside or inside, you know, especially when you're first getting started. There's just so much to figure out.
It's like almost enough to make
powder
you
like
want to
mildew.
quit, right? But then you fucking don't, and then that's how you get to be great.
Oh, when you
He-
lose that
powder
first
like-
batch, it's heartbreaking.
Powdery
bro.
mildew killed my first grow
Yeah,
ever.
First run.
Yeah.
Killed my
Mine,
first run.
mine was riddled with mold.
Riddle with mold.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I tried to do a bath real quick to get all the stuff off it, dunk it. Didn't have the right
yeah.
room set
Nah,
up to do that, and
it's too late.
ran through everything, bro.
Yeah, and to be honest with you, I'm gonna be perfectly honest with you. You know, doing this for a long time, if I get powdery mildew show up on a plant, then I kill the plant
Yep.
because it's one of those things that, yeah, you can try to get ahead of it or kill it. You know, there's certain products that you can use to try to like keep it under control or even get rid of it. Some people believe you can get rid of it. But from my experience, it's way better to just get rid of any infected plant, and because it will spread and it'll spread quick, you know. And the interesting thing about powdery mildew is, you know, it actually spreads quicker when you drop the humidity. So like a lot of people will be like, oh, my humidity's too high, I'm gonna drop it, and that just allows those spores to spread quicker. Yeah, so there's another word for it is dry mold. Yeah.
Mm.
So certain things like that, yeah, man.
You just learn, and then through trial and error, and really like the, I guess you kind of have to love that shit, right? You gotta love it.
For sure.
You
Yeah.
gotta like have a passion for it. It has to be something that you're drawn to, because a lot of that shit sounds like it'd be enough to make somebody else who's just like in it for the wrong reasons quit and be like, yeah, this ain't for me. I'm gonna just keep it moving.
For sure. Yeah, it was one of those things for me that just kind of grabbed me. And there haven't been many things like that in my life. But like I think when that happens and you get a little bit kind of obsessed with it. And that's what kind of allows you to take it to that next level and figure out all these different things that you need to figure out. And yeah, it really did grab me. And you know, I sacrificed a whole lot just to grow some plants over the years, you know. And never once did I want to stop, or never once did I want to give up, you know.
Yeah,
No matter
yeah,
how,
no matter how challenging it
yeah,
got. Yeah.
whether it was bugs or it was mold or it was robbery or it was whatever, I just always wanted to see it through and just keep going.
This is who should get licenses. You
That's
know what I'm
right.
saying?
That's right.
This
That's
is
right.
what the industry should look like.
You feel like
It shows in the product too.
touching a little bit on it does definitely
You
show
know,
on the
like you talk about
in
like
the
popping
product.
seeds and actually pheno hunting and everything. Like a lot of people just grow everybody else's shit and think it's gonna work in New York, especially in like an outdoor climate. Like
Yeah, for sure.
people are just taking clones from everywhere else instead of actually doing it. Like it takes a minute to pheno
Doing
hunt,
the-
but
yeah.
it's worth it.
Doing the
That's how you
pheno
get,
hunt.
That's
This
how you get
dude,
new expressions.
Yeah, for sure. And that's what keeps it fun too. And you know, I couldn't see myself doing it without that part of it, you know, just because that's like one of the things that I look forward to. Yeah, it's cool monocropping a whole greenhouse or whatever,
Right.
when you know it's going to be fire, but like it's just like it's something about popping a seed and not knowing what's going to come out of it. That like that's one of the things that just keeps me going, you know. Like I spent like a lot of this past year just doing R&D and popping seeds and doing stuff like that, and I can do that because of the situation I'm in, but like, you know, like that it costs money to grow plants, you know.
Oh, yeah.
And so you got to be prepared to you know, maybe not see as much profit, you know, but it's always that possibility of finding something special. And I found like, you know, a few things that are special over the years, and that's
What's your favorite
rewarding.
thing you're growing right now? Like your favorite few things, honestly.
Yeah, so
I'm sure it's hard to, you know, pick one.
yeah, I mean one would be the Bicket OG. And I know we've talked about that a little bit, but that's just such an amazing plant. And you know, shout out to Nick and Lime Rising Farms. I got that through him. That was another one that was an accidental pollination. So it was a GMO cherry pie, and it's just such a fast growing plant, and it yields real well. It makes amazing hash. The flower is really good. It is a longer one, so it's like I think I was telling you like around like 85 days indoors, or like maybe a little bit less outside. But it's an amazing plant, and the way it grows too, it gets a nice stretch to it. So you can start them flowering when they're a little bit smaller and still just get these like gigantic plants.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's got nice spacing too, so like your buds aren't like that's another thing in the greenhouse where it's a little bit more low tech. You don't have quite as much control. Maybe you have like some swings going on day and night, stuff like that, or through the seasons. It's like that plant is just killer. It's got like a really nice spacing on it. So there's like it's almost like each individual each individual flower is like spaced out just right, so you can get good airflow through there, and it's not like this gigantic like huge cola, you know.
Football.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
So let's talk about you've already mentioned that you have outdoor and greenhouse, and we talked a lot about the micros being indoors coming and like that being the first indoor grows that we get and being excited about that, and then to hear about like to be as excited as we are about your grow, and then to hear you be like, oh yeah, it's all outdoor and greenhouse. What made you make that choice specifically when you had the opportunity to go towards indoor? Because not a lot, there wasn't any real indoor grows. And then like, what? Um, well, let's just start there. What made you make that choice?
yeah. So probably, well, one of the reasons is I really wanted to stand this up on my own, and if you ever look into what it might cost to do, say, like 3,500 square feet indoors built out, it's a lot of money.
Yeah.
And having been already familiar with growing in a greenhouse setting and growing outside in hoops, I was comfortable making that decision. And it was such a relief knowing that I didn't have to partner with anybody to get this going, and I didn't have to take money from anybody, you know.
And you get to do like a considerable amount more square footage, right? Of canopy. So
Yeah, so so there is only one combination option for micros, and that's a mixed light and an outdoor. And so what they give you is they give you 3,000 square feet of mixed light, and then they also give you an additional 5,000 square feet outdoor. And outdoor can be hoops.
right,
I mean,
outdoor can be hoops, right?
we talked about some of the issues you face, and I mean, me personally, I wouldn't grow anything uncovered here.
Yeah.
And not only for like, trying to keep, water off the plants late in the game, but also just, there are moths and caterpillars that can be a real problem.
Yeah.
And so in addition to having hoops over my plants, like around this time, like mid-August through finish, I always use insect netting, because what'll happen is the moths will fly in, they'll lay eggs on your plants. Before you know it, you'll have caterpillars in your buds eating them, and that's where you see a lot of rot too. And so, there's some guys that might spray like BT or something like that. I mean, and that has a half life, and so that'll deteriorate under the sun pretty quickly. And I don't like spraying anything on my plants when they're flowering. So I feel like the only option is the actual physical barrier,
Yeah.
just to keep them off them.
Yeah.
It goes such a long way, though.
Yeah,
It really
Yeah.
does.
spray free is the way to go for sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
And with insect netting, I mean, your plants can still breathe. You still get airflow through it. It's just a moth can't fly in and lay eggs on your plant,
Yeah.
And you leave your plants exposed, they're exposed to everything, So I feel like you should at least have a roof over them and have some netting. But that's just how I do it. I mean, there's tons of different ways to do it,
Yeah, yeah. And do you? So I think having that larger canopy really allows you to grow a good amount of biomass to wash to make the rosin that you're making, and you're doing really, really fucking clean, terpy, tasty rosin that's like gets really high marks from the most snobby rosin smokers I know. So like, are you using the outdoors the hoop house stuff for that, or are you using the greenhouse, or a combination, or whatever works best? Like, how
Yeah.
are you picking it?
Yeah, no, it's a combination. It's a combination. Some things can, obviously in hoops outside, there's no dehumidification, heat, anything like that. Some things will do better in the greenhouse, and maybe don't do as well. you know, in that more exposed kind of hoop setting. But that was another reason to kind of go with that option was that, you know, I do think that having the sun be a part of your light spectrum, it really improves the quality of the hash. And
I've heard that a
and I
lot.
see it over and over again because, you know, I mean I grow inside too, and I wash that flower,
You would know.
and there's something a little bit extra special about it, you know, for sure.
That sun-kissed flower, like
Yeah.
it just having that extra, like that you don't get the lumens that you get off of the sun from any other light source, right? Or the like all of the and the light spectrum, you can't recreate the light spectrum that you can get from the sun. It just isn't something that we've been able to do, right? So
Yeah, and I mean theoretically, you probably could put that much PPFD on your plants, but like it's nice to, you know, walk out in the greenhouse midsummer and you know, you stick a par meter at and it's like 2,000 plus, you know what I mean?
yeah.
Meanwhile, a lot of these LEDs are sitting way down, like, you know, 1,200. And a lot of people even growing inside, they, you know, I don't know many people that go above 12, 1,500 PPFD, you know,
Right.
at their canopy. So it's a different type of light. The plants can handle it. The plants love it.
It gives them life.
Yeah, it's almost like it's like one of those things that they evolved to get used to and they evolved to be grown under. And so, um, you know, if you were to put that much light from an LED on your plants, then I mean, I don't know. It would be a bit much.
Yeah.
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 That's awesome, Matt. I
Yeah,
mean,
and to the people at home, I can't stress enough, like this is better than all the indoor on the market right now. This is better than better than everything smoking. It really is. I'm not joking.
That's
And
big coming from someone.
he's using the sun, you know.
yeah,
So
right. It's just good. It's like understand, and we've talked about this from the beginning too. We never said that indoor was better than outdoor. It's really just, and we've talked about genetics being important, and like he's touching on it all. He's obviously knows what the fuck he's talking about. Was like the like understanding the genetics of the region is really important. So some of these genetics are these like genetics you've been working on for a long time to get to that work in this work well in this region.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just like I said, I mean, you gotta pop seeds to find out, or you gotta get cuts in and put them out there to find out.
Yeah.
You know,
You gotta do the experimentation. Right?
yeah. But you know, like I was saying earlier, I mean, if I'm growing something in a greenhouse and it just can't handle that, whether it's the swings or whatever, then I just don't grow it. I move on because we got to find things that can work here and work well for us. And sometimes too, it's not just, you know, the plant might have you know, been able to maintain its health through the whole cycle, but you know, it could be flower structure. I mean, there's a lot of genetics that you know, say you were to grow it under hoops, and you're dealing with, you know, like variable light conditions and stuff like that. The flower structure might not be what you want it to be, you know, and it might not have that appealing look to it, or it might be super leafy, all these different things. But then you come across one that, you know, looks like some stuff you just pulled out of your indoor room or whatever, and you're like, damn, like, and I was just in the same conditions, just different genetic, you know. So yeah, I think it's important for people to continue to explore. I mean, there's so many, you know, there's new seeds being made like every day, and there's so many out there.
What was your aha moment, like when it comes to growing? Did you have a moment where you're just like, oh, okay, everything is clicking now. Oh, I'm starting to get good at this.
I've had those moments, but usually then something else comes, you know? Yeah, knock on wood, you know, over the past, I don't know, 5 years or so, I feel like, well, I still grow new stuff, you know, and some stuff just doesn't do well, and that's okay, and I accept that and I move on.
Yeah.
But
we're going through that right now too.
yeah, it was a lot of that though. It was a lot of times when I was like, "Oh, I got this shit figured out," and then it was like, "No, you don't." You know, try again.
So the common thread I'm hearing of like what you're saying
and correct me if I'm wrong, but it's the same way I look at things in life. Like some people use the term "fail fast," so you could learn from your failures or from your losses or however you look at them. Um, is is that what you seem to do? Like you said, you've been growing since '03.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you look at your
22 years.
failures and when you pop seeds and invest into popping these seeds, do you look at it as like you're doing it kind of obviously to see what works and what doesn't work, but do you look at failures and losses as like kind of how you get your superpowers, how you became a master grower?
Well, I wouldn't consider myself a master, but I think definitely like everything that I went through from day one,
Right.
it all kind of adds up and it all contributes something.
Yeah.
And so I learn things every day
Yeah.
and I have since day one.
Yeah.
There's always, and this is endless. Like, I feel like this is like a lifetime sport.
Right.
And we're dealing with living things. And so it's like, it's hard to say if I'll ever like fully grasp any of this,
Yeah. Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
Um,
Well,
but
the beast that you are
Kinda
now
like
at
music
growing.
too. Like, it's like
Yeah.
you're never gonna master.
You're never
it.
It's
gonna
funny,
master.
Never
everything that
truly
he
master
keeps,
it,
Yeah.
everything that he keeps saying when it comes to growing, I like relate it to my musical journey so
Same.
great, where I'm
Same.
just like, yo,
Oh, this tastes
I was
good.
making bangers,
Same.
and
The
then like
triangle.
then I made this one song and it fucking sucked.
Yeah,
It's like,
yeah.
damn, this shit sucks. How did I make this shitty? Like I was on a run for a minute where I
Yeah.
couldn't miss, and
Yeah.
everything was a banger.
just
And
made
then
a
all of a
stinker.
sudden, like, damn, this shit sucks. What the fuck was I on this day?
And it's one of
God
those things
damn.
to where like when you put in those over 10,000 hours, you get those experiences that like you can't pay for. You have to put those hours in to be as good as whatever it is that you do. So I was just wondering like you're appreciative for the time it took to get to this point maybe or like or
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, I am. But like I was saying before, like I really love doing it.
Yeah.
So it's like, and even if I said, oh, I'm gonna stop growing or whatever, like I don't know if I could because I've been doing it for so long and I just feel so attached to it and connected to the plant. Like,
It's like a part of your identity,
yeah,
right? It's like I couldn't see myself not.
yeah,
I could maybe go a month without writing a verse or making a beat, but like
What you're doing,
there's
you gotta
no
have a
way I
studio
could do
somewhere.
that
Yeah.
for an extended period of time. I had to say, "Fuck the shit, I'm done. This shit is fuck it," but I'm
yeah,
never gonna stop.
yeah. And then on top of that, it's like you sacrifice so much
Right.
over so long
Mm.
that it's like to stop now, it just feel like it would feel like so like I don't know. I couldn't.
Life's
Like
work,
a
basically.
waste.
Yeah.
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 Could you talk a little about if you feel comfortable talking about like because we spoke about micros a lot. I think you're the first micro we had, right?
Yeah, definitely. He's
Could
the
you
first
talk about the
micro, yeah.
process of getting that license, and
Yeah.
then secondly, you don't have to talk about this part, but like, what's the cost of getting a micro license? Like,
Yeah.
how hard was this process? How was it?
Yeah. So, I mean, I got lucky. I will say that because part of this process was I don't know what they called it, a lottery.
Oh.
So anyone who submitted an application got assigned a number, and that number was basically the order that they were going to review the applications.
And was it like a random selection queue? They didn't like pick it because like our licenses were like done off of a number of points that we got in our application. That was like is there like does anybody go to prison? Is anybody married? Did anybody that went to prison? Did you fucking are you a minority? Are you a woman? Are you like all of those things you got points for you?
Yeah.
Were you negatively affected by the prohibition of cannabis? Were you from a community that was all those things?
Yeah,
Those
no, that
points.
definitely helped. Yeah,
Did that help?
I hit all those boxes. I mean, on top of that, I don't know if you guys heard about the CCTM program. It was cannabis compliance training and mentorship program. But basically, it was the state reaching out to people who had been growing prior to them regulating it, and then wanting you to share all your information. So it was a leap of faith.
Yeah,
I mean, we're talking like they
like,
they
yo,
wanted,
we know you've been growing,
yeah,
and
Yeah, they
but we
want
want you to
expose
help
yourself.
out.
That's
We want you to
crazy.
help educate us so that we know what the fuck is going on, basically.
yeah. But
And
also
expose yourself too.
Yeah, to expose yourself.
Yeah, and they wanted details about like, you know, like you obviously like your name and like, you know, like how long you've been growing and like all these different types of things, like how many plants and stuff like that.
That's crazy.
And so me and a lot of other people
Wow.
were,
Goes against
were
the
really
fabric of everything we've been
like,
doing
all
for
of
fucking
all of
20
your
years.
base
You know,
instincts
Right.
are probably screaming at you like, "Don't fucking say
Right.
shit."
Right.
Yeah.
But it did help that, you know, the whole legalization thing had happened. And so,
Yeah.
I mean, let's be real. I mean, at that point, you know, after that happened, I mean, there wasn't really a significant consequence.
Yeah, and they weren't like they were like letting people out of jail. They
Yeah.
weren't like they're not gonna like lock you up for some shit, you know. So it may, but also though, instinctually, you're still just like, ah, man, this feels so
Sounds like a
fucking
trap.
weird. I mean, I even know when we were applying for the license for the store, I was like, this shit, all this information that they want, it's like more than, you know, getting a fucking mortgage and shit. You know what I mean? They
Yeah.
want all your financials. They want every little piece.
Yeah,
know,
you know,
everything.
it was intense. Yeah, the application process was long, and it was
What
a
number?
lot to
What
pull
number of the
together.
lottery were you? Pardon me.
I was in the 60s.
Wow.
So that was huge out of what, 3,000?
You were one of the
Yeah.
first I seen on the market. Am I right or wrong?
Yeah.
Like micros, period. That
So,
like,
yeah.
came out. Like,
Yeah.
I think you were the first micro we had.
You were definitely the first micro
Yeah.
we had in our
Okay.
store, and when Fuzz brought you in, we were like, yes, fucking finally, we're gonna start getting some fucking like some real bud, and no shade to everybody else, but you know, like,
There's a couple
you know,
brands
the micro,
that were doing it.
that were
already.
doing it, but the micros
Shout out
is something
80K,
like, you
Rolling
know,
Green.
I like a IPA. You know what I'm saying? That's just my taste in beer. I like micro brews, and so I know that I'm gonna like micro grows too. It's just who I am as a consumer. So something for me, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I was excited.
But that was kind of like for micros especially. I think that was the intent of that CCTM program. And I first learned about it down at it was a Growers Cup. It was actually the very first one, and maybe we could talk a little bit about that later. But the OCM was there
Yeah.
at the Growers Cup.
Yeah.
You know?
Nah, OCM was pulling up to all sorts of events that you were like, what?
Yeah.
OCM is here? Like
That's a legacy
every-
event.
Yeah.
Yeah,
they was there?
Yeah, nah, the OCM was pulling up in the early days to like, and then there would be like OCM sanctioned events, and then there would be like gray market people there and OCM people in the beginning. It was like, what the fuck is it?
It's crazy.
All right, okay, cool.
Yeah. But the plus, and the reason why I brought up CCTM was the plus is just like having the, you know, minority owned business and the, you know, conviction and all the other stuff.
Yeah,
CCTM gave you another
another
ticket
like, point
in there.
in
Yeah.
your, on your.
So it's like a raffle. You get
Yeah.
an extra ticket in there.
Oh, okay.
You know?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what's up. So then having all those points did help kind of give you extra like.
It's more likely that your
More likely
application is
that
going to
your
be the one
application's
that
in the
gets
front.
picked, you know?
Yeah, that's dope.
Yeah.
So once your
That's dope.
application gets picked, then what? Then you pay a fee, or you just open your micro?
Fairly
Yeah.
reasonable fee, right?
Yeah, so
7,500,
yeah, it's
right?
nothing.
Yeah.
So that's the attractive thing about the micro, and some of it had to do with race, ethnicity, I think, but I don't remember exactly. But it was definitely much less than some of the other license types in terms of like your application fee and also your actual license fee.
Yeah.
So you pay an application fee once, and then you pay a license fee every 2 years when you're up for renewal.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was only a couple of grand for the license fee, and I think the application fee was like 500.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh yeah.
I think it was something similar with our shit. It was 2,000 for the application fee though, and it's 2,000 for the license fee for our shit. But then But then when they let the MSOs in, MSOs had to pay like 15 mil over 5 years or something like that. So
You saw they just ruled what they just ruled about how it was unconstitutional that they said the out of state companies couldn't come in.
yeah.
So it looks like that's about to get.
But that was I thought they had already been decided that.
Yeah.
I thought that was like the first initial. That's how the MSOs got in within 5 years.
I thought they were still using the loopholes,
Uh,
like linking with other people.
oh, now it's like floodgate shit. Well, they're also gonna. They also said the feds are gonna finally reclassify, like in the next couple of weeks. They said so. By the time this airs,
Next
they
couple
might have
weeks,
already
huh?
Done it. That's what they
Holy
said.
crap.
Really?
Oh, what?
That's what
Holy
they
shit.
said.
Damn.
We'll see. It could just.
I knew
be,
they were talking about it. I didn't know
Yeah,
it was
nah. I
that
said
quick.
next couple of weeks. Like it's gonna. We're gonna fucking do this shit in the next. Motherfuckers be talking that talk. It's been the next couple of weeks for like
Long
More than
time.
a couple weeks.
years for like
Chatting that
decades
chat.
and shit. So we'll see. But
That'll shake shit up.
that will shake shit up. The reclassification would be good for the industry at large. But remember when we were talking when we were at CMB and Rachel had said that shit about like about what happens when actual federal legalization happens and then it's like interstate happens. Then it's like that shit'd be weird.
Yeah.
In the beginning, it's gonna be weird, and then then you'll have like the Walmarts of weed for real.
Yeah.
Then it'll be
They'll
like,
be choking the MSOs out right now. Like
you'll be buying weed at fucking 7-Eleven or at the gas station or like you know what I mean? Like how regular? What's the regulation gonna be like? Is it gonna be like tobacco and alcohol where liquor in New York State, it's going to be regulated by the state. So in some states, you'll be able to go into Walmart and buy weed. In some states, you'll have to go to a dispensary. Like you can't buy liquor in Walmart here.
No.
You got to go to a liquor store.
that's a good point.
Yeah.
But in fucking Texas, you can go buy liquor in Walmart.
Florida. Yeah.
In Florida. So it'll be like states it'll be state regulated, probably similar. In the same way, but I don't know. It'll be
Y'all be able to
crazy.
ship it all across the country?
I don't know. Can you ship alcohol? It's gonna end up being regulated by the ATF, probably. I bet. In the same way, like you can't ship firearms.
It'll be the ATFC, alcohol, tobacco, firearms, cannabis.
You can't
probably.
ship alcohol necessarily. I guess like
You could
Gary
work.
V. Yeah, Gary V. had made a whole fucking $1 billion shipping wine across the country, right? Like.
Yeah.
That's how now he's Mr. Motivational Speaker, and Mr. like I'm gonna teach you how to be successful.
Gary V was flipping peas.
But Gary V, Gary V was flipping wine. He was a online wine salesman.
wine.
Yeah, nah, he wasn't selling packs, bro. He was selling wine.
Gary V was.
He was like an online wine salesman.
how did I
That's
know
what he
about
did.
Flipping them on Facebook Marketplace.
Family liquor store.
Yeah, if I had it my way, we can hold off on the interstate maybe.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
I
what
don't
I'm
want
trying
full
to say.
federal
No, I don't want
legalization.
full federal legalization. Actually, now that we think about it, it's like this being regulated by the state and the feds being like, "You're not heroin." You know what I'm saying? Like that's good enough for me. Like the feds being like, "You're fucking. You can run a business and pay taxes like a normal person." And then banking.
I'd like to see
I'd
them
like
do
to see
something with
that.
that.
I'd like to see taxes like a normal human being or like a normal business and banking like a normal business. And then like let it be continue to be regulated by the states and we'll see. But
I think we've been to 3 banks, and it's only been like almost a year.
I guess we're not doing bad then. We're on our 3rd bank in 2 years, but yeah, it's banking has been so tough for you guys too, huh?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of it's just like just stuff that we shouldn't be expected to do. Like
Right.
some banks are the fee. There's a fee.
There's a
That's
fee.
well, that's one
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
But then there's also like some of them want to see a business plan and they want quarterly reports. They want to make sure that all your income is going through that account and not anywhere else.
Not anywhere else. They don't
Um,
want to see you having like a Venmo
no cash
attached to it.
deposits.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot, man.
I think we spoke about this before, and I understand the risk completely. I just want to get your now opinions on it. Will there ever be a world where like a dispensary is accepting crypto and
Maybe.
storing their money in crypto and accepting payments in crypto, Bitcoin, XRP, whatever it is? Is that something you would ever do, or it
I
just
mean, it
doesn't
would
make
have
sense
to
completely?
for as a dispensary. I think it would have to be like so. We like we can't even take credit cards. You know what I'm saying? So like we we do debit, but it's like it's called cashless ATM, and it has to be like has to appear like an ATM transaction, not
Rounds up
like
to the nearest 5.
it rounds up to
And
the
you
nearest
give them
5, and we
change
give
back,
them change back. It has to appear as an ATM transaction. It can't appear like a debit transaction because the banking is not with the shits with buying weed.
But there's
So,
regulations for
there's
not using
regulations.
crypto,
Yeah, I don't know about crypto. I don't know if they're
because you
but
could bank with your crypto account and all of that
yeah,
as
but
well.
I
there's
don't think
no
the
like
state would want us taking crypto because they can't track the crypto.
there's no crypto.
There's no regulation
There's
for it,
no
though.
yeah, I know, but
I don't think so.
the cannabis business is super regulated. So to have non-regulated currency wrapped up in a highly regulated business just that doesn't compute there, and like none of the POS softwares give you the ability that I've heard of give you the ability to take crypto, and then and it has to like every transaction has to push through to your back end because you have to be able to keep track of every single transaction and how much money exchanged hands and for what product.
Yeah.
And then we're right now, like we started off the episode talking about track and trace and what that and BioTrack being bought out by Metric and how that's kind of put a hold on track and trace in New York. But like, so in the meantime, we have all been like required to do these weekly OCM reports where we track everything utilizing our backend software, and then we use Dutchy specifically, and then Dutchy has a report that then we have to export to Excel and then make the numbers be right because Dutchy doesn't always do it exactly right, and so then you have to type in why there may be a discrepancy or whatever, and that before you send it. Because not everything's perfect either, right? Nothing's perfect. Sometimes the wrong version of this fucking eighth went out and to a customer. It was supposed to be this company. It was this company, but it's the same strain. So if that happens, you have to document those errors and make sure that OCM knows about that shit. And that's every fucking transaction that we do. We have to document and provide them with that.
So I understand what you're saying, like, but on paper it's not completely. I understand all of the like, understand and don't understand, but it's not deemed illegal though, right? Because when I think about it, it's just probably somebody never built the system. The blockchain is nothing but ledgers, and it keeps every transaction that happens in crypto.
Right.
So it's kind of actually could be used as the perfect tracking system of all of these things, but just the system's not built yet for it to be done to accept
Right.
crypto. You're saying like that, nobody.
Nah, there's no like back-end POS system that integrates with cryptocurrency right now with crypto wallets or whatever, and that could report back to our report back to our QuickBooks so that we, you know what I mean? Because all that shit has to be is all tied together. So it'd just be real. We already have like Dutchy Pay, right? Dutchy Pay is like pay by bank. So a customer can it's like they use Plaid. It's almost like Venmo or Cash App, but for
Cash, debit, and Canopay. Canopay would be the Dutchy Pay.
Dutchy
Crypto is
Pay.
not an approved payment. However, there is a company that's trying, CoinNet, which is trying to allow dispensaries to accept cryptocurrency.
CoinNet is trying to.
It's like CoinNECT.
Yeah.
It's like connect, but CoinNet.
CoinNect.
But they're trying to create a system that will allow specifically dispensaries to use cryptocurrency.
Okay. So somebody has your idea, Dills.
It'd be the minority for sure.
Yeah.
Masterminding during the podcast.
Yeah. No, but it's you know, so with Dutchy Pay, for example, right? It's just like an accounting nightmare because they charge us a fee, and then we charge the customer a fee. It's not the same fee, right? They charge us a percentage, so sometimes that fee is more, sometimes it's less. They give us an amount that we should charge the customer to balance the fee that they're charging us out or whatever. Yeah, I mean, and then it doesn't port over from Dutchy to QuickBooks, right? So you have to it's just like a lot.
Dutchy's fee fluctuates.
Yeah, Dutchy's fee per transaction fluctuates.
Percentage,
Right. The Dutchy Pay fee fluctuates. It's different. We charge the customer the same exact fee every time. It doesn't, because imagine we charge the customer this fluctuating fee. They'd be like, "What the fuck is this shit?" You know what I'm saying? It's like you can't do that. You have to give them something steady. This is how much it's gonna be if you use this service, and that there's a service fee associated with it, and that's what it is. And people say, "I want the convenience. It's easy. I'll do it. It's fine." But for us, our accounting, so I can't imagine just having to keep track. And then we have a whole different separate software login for debit, and then debit ports over on its own to in a different way, and it's like you have to keep track, and it's all Then it's
a lot.
So adding crypto into that shit doesn't sound like the greatest, but I'll do it. Fuck it. Whatever.
Yeah, my bad to get off track. Quick question. Where did you get the name New Roots? What's the meaning behind it? What does it mean?
It was something I thought of. It was kind of like prior to that, stuff would just go out without a name, and so I kind of wanted something to connect to it, so I thought about what was happening, and it was it just felt right, because the way I thought about it was New Roots is kind of like like new things to explore, and like kind of new opportunities, and that's what was happening. So I kind of looked at it that way, and that's what it was for me too. So so it's just a name I picked that I liked, that I felt like represented like kind of where I was at in all this. Yeah. And it's really just kind of like we talked about, like me just starting growing because I liked it. So it was kind of like just the natural kind of evolution of that. Yeah. So I had that name, and then once they started the licensing, I kind of just carried that name over, and created a LLC under that name and applied under that name. Yeah, so it was cool to just kind of be able to continue. I mean, if you look back at like some of my jars, like you could look back to like way before all this, and it's the same label. It's just different now because we got more information on it. So
more information.
Yeah, a lot more. There's a lot more required now, but.
Oh, let me ask you this from like, now that and I think one of those things that's required is you have to get your lab tests.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah,
prior to having to get lab tests, did you used to like test for THC percentages?
No.
So now that you have to
Never.
test for THC percentages, have you found any like correlation between how high the percentages and how good the bud is, or do you think it's like kind of some bullshit? like between like is like higher.
I don't feel like the connection is that strong, honestly. I will say though, starting to do the testing, that was kind of fun, and it was cool just to see like stuff that I've been growing, like what was in it, and
What like what the minors are, what the
yeah,
terpenes are.
yeah, and see them all. And so like that's one thing I enjoy about testing. It's almost like a game. It's like, oh, let's see like how we can get it this time, and then also like depending on how early or how late you take your plants, or different things, time of year, seasons, it all makes a difference. And so like to grow the same thing throughout the year, and you can kind of see like what seasons it does a little bit better. So it's
In
cool.
your research, like the test is almost just like an additional, just kind of piece that you can add into the experiment that you've been doing for 20 years.
Yeah,
You know what I
yeah.
mean? It's
It's
just like
it's nice to
it's
finally have
data.
some numbers. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. And
It's
it's not only that, it's like everything. It's like it's just everything. I mean, combined with other information we collect that we're actually required to collect, like weight and stuff like that. But yeah, having all that, it's really helpful. And yeah, it's always interesting to look at, and especially with new stuff, because you can, if you're popping a bunch of seeds, you can send in stuff for like R&D tests,
yeah.
and see what the cannabinoids are, see what the terpenes are.
So would you say there's more of a connection in that, in like cannabinoids, or we say cannabinoids because when we've had this debate multiple times,
I stand on this shit.
is it cannabis or cannabis?
Yeah.
So we say cannabinoids, but we have heard cannabinoids. And actually, he called me out on it because I think I said cannabinoids.
I don't
and you
think
were like,
there's not a right or wrong way. I'm
No,
just
there
like,
isn't,
yo,
there
why
isn't.
do I feel like when
THC.
I was younger, everyone said cannabinoids, and then all of a sudden, everyone was cannabinoids.
Cannabinoids.
And I'm like, wait, do we call it cannabis? And I'm like, nah,
Cannabis?
cannabis. It's like cannabinoids. Like, I don't know. I still say cannabinoids.
But cannabinoids and terpenes like definitely play more of a role in whether the shit is gas than THC percentage, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. And I don't think the THC percentage, once you get over like, whatever. I mean, I don't think has anybody ever seen anything that's less than 15%? You have?
Yeah.
I just haven't seen it, but
Yeah, we
seems
saw some. We had some shit that was like 11% or something, but
Yeah.
it was like fucking like so high in
CBD.
CBD. It was
Yeah.
crazy. It was
Yeah.
like it was,
I
and
could see that for sure.
yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, there's some stuff that I
mean,
like.
the grape
that-
space cake, what was like 17, 18%?
17,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's fucking bomb.
And
Those are
it,
probably one of my top 2 or 3 favorite strains I've had since we've been open the last 2 years. Like,
and that one's cool because it has 4% CBG too, which
Oh, I
doesn't
knew
that doesn't pop a lot on any of my tests. That high of a CBG.
Yeah, that and it had, and you could tell because it had a really like citrusy, orangey nose to it, right? That grape space cake. It was like a grape, but it really had like a citrusy, orangey nose to it, and that always screams CBG to me.
well,
Yeah.
ADK Hemco's Sherb Cake when we first opened, also, and I think it was 18%. It was awesome.
Awesome.
And that's
yeah.
what they use for Love Jones now for Tecal.
Oh yeah.
Not for
Yeah.
long.
Yeah, I try not to pay too much attention to it.
Do you know about that?
Yeah,
or-
yeah. I don't know. I didn't know if it was legit yet. But
No, it's legit.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
it's that. This is it. The
Well-
end of this month is the end of that partnership, and I don't know, and I'm not sure what Tecal is doing right now in terms of who they're partnering with. So,
That's crazy.
Hope for the best.
well, for the knock on wood, because I love those guys, and I want to see them
Love both those companies.
both those companies. Yeah.
We got friends at both places.
Yeah.
Do you ever see
You ever-
yourself partnering with would you be up to partnering with a brand or like a artist on a cannabis collab in a way?
Uh, I don't know, man. I like being independent
That's what it feels.
because
That's yeah.
because
Yeah.
then like whatever happens, it's on me, and it always is, and I'm the only one responsible. So, I kind of like that part of it, but I am doing some different things. There's some different things in the works. Like, um, I am gonna be providing some flour for a brand that's a white label brand, um, and I'm also doing sort of a collaboration with another micro on the hash side. So
That's cool.
it's I took in some genetics that are new to me but do really well, and I'm growing those um, and washing those, and then I'll be giving it back to them to put out under like a co-brand kind of thing. So
Oh yeah.
yeah.
I like your wash videos, dude. The fucking
Oh yeah.
when I see that shit just ooze out
Yeah.
down that paper, and it's just like, yo, that shit is so
The
fucking
press
clean,
videos, yeah,
dude.
people like those.
You
I
got a
don't
video.
know.
You
Just
definitely got a
looks
video
so
of the
good.
combat candy press. You probably got a video of the breadwinner press too on there, right?
Yeah,
I know you got the
yeah.
combat candy press video on there.
Yeah, I can,
Fucking good.
I can get like a few presses on video, but then it's like it kind of gets in the way. So, but I try to do, that's the thing too, with like, Instagram and all that. Like I try to kind of show people things like along the way, because I think it's cool to be able to like watch some, whether it's like, you see some cuts going to a room, and then all of a sudden they're like finishing up and you're getting ready to harvest them, and people can like see that,
Hell yeah.
So it's like cool. And then with the hash and stuff, it's like just letting people see the process, because like a lot of people don't even know, like they're like, you say ice water and they just don't like have no idea.
And then you see the bud getting just soaked in the ice water, and it's like, oh, that's what that means.
Yeah.
I wonder if federal reclassification is gonna affect Instagram guidelines.
Hope so. I
As
hope
far
so.
as like, yo,
I hope
cause
so.
man, I hate how like
That's crazy. You tell you.
in legal states they
Yeah.
just fuck people over.
Yeah.
They fuck
Well,
legal companies
it's
over.
really
That'd
not
be
even.
great.
I don't
Ban
even
or
think
just
the
fully
companies
kill their
fuck people
page.
over. I think it's like people fuck people over, because I feel like the companies don't even say anything, because it's like by evidence, by what I see you post
What do you
all the
mean?
time. Like,
That's what I
I
was
don't
about
think
to ask.
Instagram
Well,
isn't blocking pages and shit. It's like people reporting the page.
I don't know.
How do you
But
navigate that? Yeah. So,
Nah, a lot of shit's automatic.
honestly,
Yeah.
like
because your page
I've
is
seen it.
full.
well, it's been up for years. It's been up for years. I've never had one issue.
Yeah, some.
But my page is different in some ways, and like I don't. Well, for like a while, like you wouldn't even see me, you wouldn't see anybody. It was just all about the plant. But like, I also didn't post anything about like any type of like, it was always just like, maybe the name of it or whatever, or like
Yeah,
some different
that's
things
key.
about it. But it was always just plant pictures and videos, and so I never really had an issue. And I try to do right by everybody, so hopefully nobody's gonna report me.
Right.
Like I try to be
No.
like, a nice person. And all
I
that.
feel like account gets flagged and then like it'll like automatically get post denied. Like the big.
Yeah,
just
nah,
know
but
cannabis
it has
post
to
and,
get
like,
flagged first, though. I
Yeah.
feel like if it doesn't get flagged, like if you fly under the radar in
my
and-
personal account. I can do whatever I want.
right.
I had
Right,
a
right.
other page and nothing. I can't post
Is
shit.
is your page a personal account or a business account?
It's a business account.
It's a business
And it was
account,
private
yeah.
for a long time, but it's public now. But yeah, it was private for a long time until like maybe like I don't know, recently.
Yeah.
I did remove. That's one thing I'd hate to see my page go, because it's kind of like a little diary. You
Yeah,
look back and
right.
see all these different things.
Did you
but
build a backup yet?
No,
Just in case you
It's not-
lose.
No,
Yeah, we
but
lost our.
I'd be
We
sick.
did.
I'd be
and
sick if I lost it.
We didn't post shit. We were always very cautious about what we posted.
Yeah,
and
we
lost our whole fucking
or
page.
lost our whole page. It was over,
That's-
and we don't even necessarily know what it was over either. So
Yeah.
the worst
Yeah.
thing we did was maybe like show a product in its packaging,
Product
like,
review, like
product review, but
Budtender
never
product
like out
review.
of the packaging, never like bought on the thing.
never.
yeah.
Wild shit.
Yeah, my people, they get their pages taken down like every day, it seems like.
Yeah, it sucks.
You know.
We had a good following too at that time. What were we at?
I
Like
don't even
3K
know.
or something.
Yeah,
I think we were
I
at
think we're at more than
3K.
that.
A little over. It was like
Yeah.
31, 32.
31 or 32.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think yeah.
So since we're talking about marketing, what do you think has been, because people are knowing the name New Roots and it's growing, do you think what caused the upper side of your buzz? Word of mouth and the product speaking for itself, or marketing?
I don't really do a lot, you know. I mean, I had the Instagram for a long time, but that was just like mostly people I connected with, other growers and like, you know, breeders. And so it was a lot of that. I don't know. You know, and the other thing too is like early on, like as I was like building things up after I like kind of just created this New Roots thing, like I think one of the best ways to build your brand is like you grow something that's fire and then you give it away, you know? And so I did that. I did a lot of that. And then, you know, if you do that, like people they come back.
Been
You
to
know?
play the sample
Yo,
game. You
yeah.
put the samples out. Not necessarily
Price is
samples, but
fair
you give it.
too.
Yeah, the
Let me say
his
that
price,
the price
is
is
fair.
fair, too.
Fair. Yeah. Like
So
that was helpful
Rosin's fair
too.
price.
Okay.
8.50 out the door,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and it's better than everything that
That
people are
was
charging
that was
63
what got
for.
me too.
You know what I'm
Was
saying?
like, yo, we're not. Yeah, like the pricing was like, all right, I can actually respectably sell this and with full confidence in it all, and not have to be like, yeah, but it's it's just early in the New York market and the pricing is what it is, and like cop some sort of plea.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Like I had
No.
to already do a few times, and like I definitely did not have to do that with that, and it was like someone would be like, yeah, this is like where it's priced appropriately, it's fucking dank, and yeah,
No,
it's,
that's something I thought a lot about too, you know, because it's like, yeah, even to this day, like there's a lot of stores that will take anything and pay what you want for it, you know, and they'll just double it up and it is what it is. But like I was thinking about like people out the door and like a lot of people like coming from before, you know, like what's gonna get them to go into a store and pay like, you know, way more
right,
than
way
they're used
more,
to.
right, exactly.
So I feel like, you know, I felt like that price, like, yeah, like I definitely don't want people to spend more than $50 in a store for an eighth. Like, you know, I'd like to see it be a little bit lower, but like I
And-
kind of do what's reasonable.
No, you got
As
to.
of right
You
now, it's
also
more than
can't.
fair.
Yeah, it's a game you got to play in a line. You got to toe. And I remember like even Fuzz was like when he brought you in, he was like, I was trying to tell him he should be charging this much per eighth, but he was like, nah. I was like, I respect it, bro. Like that's
Yeah.
I like that. Like
And like the rosin and like in that micron range and like it just like
hmm
you know, I like respectfully like that price will probably like it's just got to be what it is. I mean,
hmm
um,
but it's still priced better than like
man.
a lot of the other shit that's not that, you know what I'm saying? So it's like that's still like appropriately priced for the market and for where it is. So
79 out the door we are when we
Yeah.
have it. So
yeah, and I mean, you
that's-
know, I've thought about that too, you know, and eventually I'd like to be like that. One of the things I've been working on a lot this year is like just focusing on all my processes and like my workflow and like trying to find ways to be more efficient and using technology and different things like that. And so like I'm trying to get it down. Like I would love to be able to sell grams wholesale for like 30, you know, instead of 35. And that would be like, because that's another thing I hear a lot from people too is like, yeah, like it might be great, but they still want it a little bit cheaper, and some of it just gets up to the point where people are just like, you know, so
Dude, even on the black market though, some good rosin, it's up there in price, man.
I'm not
You
gonna
know what I'm
lie. I was
saying?
at an
Like,
event last year. I paid $200 for a 2 gram, you know,
yeah, man.
Yeah.
and
Like,
just to see, you know, and it was something. I think it was like
were you happy with the purchase?
it was one of those Eagle Clash winners. It was cool, yeah. Like I mean, I had the money, so I was like, you know, I do things like that
Yeah,
sometimes, but like I just wanted to see what it was about, and I think that's
I did
important
that a few
too. It's
times.
like I smoke other people's flower, and I smoke other people's rosin and hash, and like I think that's important, and that's part of it.
Absolutely.
Hell yeah, bro. Imagine not listening to nobody else's music. You know what I'm saying?
You got
Lil
Yeah.
Wayne,
yeah. Like
You got
I want to see it all.
yeah,
You know?
you gotta like be inspired. So I imagine you like find some bud that you're like, damn, this is dank, and then you can have a good conversation with the grower and find out, and you know, or you'll smoke somebody else's shit and be like, yeah, they're not fucking with my shit.
Yeah, if I smoke something and I
Yeah.
really like it, it's like
Yeah.
nowadays, like, yeah, you can go, like, you can get that from somebody, you
Yeah.
know, and like with the hemp bill and stuff, it's like kind of like open season. It's like you can get like a lot of these cuts if you wanted to.
Yeah, exactly.
But I think
exactly.
still think the seeds are like, you know, way
You like
way
popping
better.
seeds more than clones?
Yeah, for sure, for
Yeah.
sure. Yeah, I've taken in a few clones, but like the seeds, that's like I said, that's the fun part for me. And I feel like it's just a little more rewarding. And some stuff like is cool, but like it might not do well here. It might not do well in my situation or whatever.
You do like
So
live in soil or cocoa or what's
I
your
do
medium?
both.
You do
Yeah,
both?
I do both. Yeah, I grow some plants in cocoa, and I also grow some plants in sort of I don't know if you'd call it a living soil, but like a soilless mix, like a pro mix, just amended with like dry amendments and some microbes and things like that.
Yeah.
And then I do some straight in the ground, but mostly in beds that have been built, you know, because
Yeah.
I was dealing with like just heavy clay, rocky, almost like a hard pan type area in some spots. So we ended up,
on your land or whatever that you're growing on.
yeah.
So
So
then
we
you
ended
like
up,
built it up.
yeah,
Built up beds.
yeah, built it up, dug it down and built it up
Yeah.
in a lot of those areas. So, but we tried to reincorporate all the native soil back in, but we did add a lot of just a lot of different
Like
things.
nutrients and what I've heard a few times people say they're like, what were some of the things that you were saying you put in the soil, like micro
Microbes?
yeah, microbes. What does that do, and like what is that kind of is that what constitutes living soil when you add microbes back in, or
That's definitely part of it, yeah. And they have this relationship with your plants that just it's really good for just overall plant health and uptake and every kind of like essential plant function could be tied to a microbe. And yeah, but I think some of that too is like with making compost and adding that to the beds, adding different things that different like bacteria and fungus like wood chips, stuff like that.
yeah.
So yeah, and those beds, the other nice thing about them with all the wood that we put in them is that it acts like a reservoir, and so those plants like they can go a really long time before they need to be watered, and they'll just be like in optimum health, standing straight up, and so yeah, it's a beautiful thing, and that's something that's probably a lot more new to me because even like from the beginning growing outside, it was usually in a just a really big container
Yeah.
versus in the ground.
In the ground.
Yeah.
Right.
But you know, I had a lot of people tell me like, yeah, just work it, and
Was it in a really big container so that if like you caught wind that somebody like found out you could fucking move that shit? Is that why you did it in a container so it's mobile almost?
Sometimes, yeah. Sometimes, especially in the beginning, because it
Right.
was just in like weird
You're
places.
just like shit. If somebody
You know?
fucking sees that shit, I got a short time to move that motherfucker.
Yeah, that was part of it, but I think the biggest thing is just thinking like that. I could create something better than what was in the ground, you know. And then once I started trusting the ground, I'm like, damn, like I didn't feed some of these plants. Like I didn't, yeah, like I did the work before, built the beds, but now it's like some of these plants, like I didn't feed them. Like they're just like all like beautiful green, like healthy, thick, like strong plants. So. I think if you go through the process and do the work and work the land and
a solid, but it's important to have a solid bit of land to start on though, like to create that bed that you did. Because you couldn't be doing it in that clay.
No.
You know, you needed to create that. But so I mean, it just puts there's a lot of work that goes into doing that shit right, and like instinct too, like having that green thumb.
And the cocoa's cool because like with the cocoa, you have just like full control over the plant. And so you can do so many more things. And
could you explain cocoa? My bad. Like chocolate.
It's a byproduct from coconut processing.
Of coconut.
Yeah. Oh. So it's like a people use it to grow plants in it. Yeah.
You can reuse it too.
You could, but yeah. I don't know. I like to start clean with the cocoa, but
interesting.
Yeah.
Something we haven't talked about yet. Because you have your micro license, would you go take the next step and go into retail or even delivery? Is that something you thought of to do with your license?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I'm authorized for retail, but I just have enough going on right now.
Right. That seems like a lot. Like
it would be a lot. It would be expensive, and it would take a lot of planning. And
so that's for the future, though. A New Roots
dispensary. Possibly. I sometimes the nice thing about that is it's staying with me, so it's like I have control over not only like on my side but on the retail side.
But on the scale up, any rollout that you want to do, any scaling that you want to do, it's under your own control, and you can do it at your own pace with your own comfort because it's you. So that's dope.
But I like the idea of having your own retail location, but at the same time, like part of me says like that's not really what's best because. Like me, like if I'm going to a store, I want to go in and I want to see like the whole everything. I'll pick what I want. Versus like you go into a store and maybe you got like flour or different types of flour, different types of products from one micro or maybe a couple because I think you can.
You're allowed to like buy.
Yeah, some
too. So, I think I don't know what you're limited to, but I think if you open your own retail location, you can buy as well, but it's just like a lot, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a lot, and like
it's a lot.
I would be happy. Like my main thing is like growing the plants. I don't even really like. I manage everything from doing the R&D to the growing and the processing, post processing, packaging, all that stuff. Distribution, all that. And so like I don't really even want to be doing like a lot of that stuff eventually. Right. I want to hire people that can help me, and I just really want to grow the plants and then maybe do like some quality stuff towards the end and just check out everything. So that's like kind of one of the things that I've been trying to do is like cuz I have a really hard time like giving up control and like asking for help. But it's like
how many people's operation currently?
It's me.
Just you?
No way.
It's me and family.
Okay. Wow.
And that's the nice thing about having family be a part of your entity is that can do that. You know, there's a lot of other rules about like who can help you and what they can do and if it's plant touching or not and like all this stuff.
Yeah.
Or they have to be like an official full-time or part-time employee with all these different conditions. So I've thought a lot about that lately though, because one of the things is like there's a lot of stores that reach out that I can't do anything for, you know, and it's just a lot of different things. Yeah. But it's a grind for sure.
Segments?
Yeah, segments. Let's do
let's
it.
do it.
Yeah.
Let's get it. We'll start with a little Scotty's kicks acciones. When it comes to sneakers, you got a preferred sneaker, Matt? What's your you got a sneaker that you just love?
Not really, man. I mean, I would say like I always loved Air Maxes.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I
Yeah.
feel like I've had every type of Air Max that I see that I wanted and bought. Like
Yeah,
I love Air Maxes. You know, I used to wear a lot of Jordans, but nowadays it's like most of the time I'm wearing boots or Crocs. You know what I mean? I got Crocs on right now.
Yeah,
You
no
know,
doubt.
I just stay comfortable unless I'm like out doing some
That's
shit. I gotta
that
have
farmer. That's
yeah.
that farmer shit, though, dude.
Yeah.
You're a fucking farmer now.
Yeah, it is.
All right.
So nothing too rare. This is what year is this? Yeah. Cool Gray Jordan 8 from 2017. Like I said, nothing crazy. Slept on though.
Slept on.
And crazy quality on it, like butter
Like the
soft,
material,
like butter,
the butter soft.
Hell yeah, really good quality on these. With Jordan's hit or miss, you know, this shit could be like fucking Fisher Price shoes, or it could be like
Or it
this.
could be
you know
high
what I'm
quality.
saying? Like, you don't fucking know.
Yeah.
Nike is a holes like that. You know, you look at brands that like Asics, New Balance, and shit. They're quality almost all the time. You know, like Nike's very hit and miss, and they charge more than everybody. Step your shit up.
Step your shit up.
For real.
Get your shit
That's why they're
together.
losing their grip, man.
Oh yeah. Cool grays.
But yeah, Cool Gray 8s.
Cool Gray 8s.
Fire.
Word.
And for Buddha bars today, I got a
See
little.
this can, by the way?
Yeah.
You see this fucking can?
What? How it's just missing
the
the strip around the top? It's
Nah, it
just like
slid
that.
down.
Yeah.
That shit melted.
It slipped down.
All right. So for the Buddha bars today, I'm about to take it back to when I was 14.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, real throwback for this
So
one.
how many years is that?
21.
Damn.
Wait, so you wrote these
crazy.
bars when you were
21.
14?
Yes.
So you're gonna spit some shit that you wrote when you were 14.
Yes.
All right. That's like, you know, I'm gonna just preface this by saying that's like I don't think I could ever even remember some shit that I wrote when I was 14, and
I could, and it sucks.
and then I would probably
Yeah,
be like
word.
embarrassed or like a little bit of like if I did remember it, I'd be like, nah, I ain't spitting that shit.
I got those too.
Yeah,
Trust me,
but I
definitely
know
got a
that
few-
whatever
a
you're
few of
gonna
those.
spit is gonna be like some shit that we're all gonna be like, nah, you were 14 when you wrote that shit. Fuck that shit. So I'm
Now this one is pretty obvious, but that's what makes it dope.
okay.
You know what I'm saying? This is when I was like, I was really flexing that, like, yeah, I'm the young rapper type shit. You know what I'm saying? So I said, I try to tell these people before, but they ain't pay attention to listen. They just swing and missing because they ain't hitting the shit I'm pitching and it's pissing me off. They be thinking I'm soft. Stupid ass niggas bitching, they don't get it at all. They calling me white boy thinking like I ain't hard shit. That's when I beat that nigga ass with my lacrosse stick. Yeah, I know I'm sick. My dick get off it. Cause you stay with number twos on some South Park shit. Y'all some fake ass rappers that I ain't never heard of. But I've been killing Mike since Jigga was was screaming murder. Beats, I heard them. And it's a perfect example. I'm out the park with the hits. You could call me Mickey Mantle. And you on my case cause you young and you old. So I'm frontin' like fuck the club. I ain't even wanna go. So while you want your hoe, I'm like, so I get more pussy than you when I'm 14 years old. Buddha.
Buddha.
That was indeed bars
He
still.
was.
Go look it up. Hell yeah. I was flexing. Feeling myself.
How many times you rap that?
Oh, all the time.
I know.
All the time.
That's
That's the one
ingrained.
that
I
they
got
would.
verses ingrained in me from that
The
too.
lacrosse bar is what made everyone come and be like, yo, spit that lacrosse bar.
Spit that
I actually was on the
bar,
lacrosse
bro.
team too, so it's not even like I was just saying that.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
You know what I mean? So,
Spit that at the party after. Forget about it.
exactly. Buddha.
That's fine.
When you
Oh,
spit it when you were
bitches on you?
15, did you say 15 years old?
I probably
Yeah.
kept it going
Just
up.
kept it going up. Yeah.
I think I probably stopped
What was
at
the cutoff?
16 though.
At
16 might
16
have been the
now?
cutoff,
Yeah.
because that's when I had so much better stuff.
Yeah.
You were like, I'm not spitting that bar.
That's the old.
That's the old.
Yeah.
Oh,
Hell yeah. Even
That
though I
shit
was only
carried
like
you,
3 years
though?
older. What happened?
That shit carried you for a minute.
Oh, for sure. Hell yeah. That's a fact. That's a fact. That was the All Hood mixtape. That was before my first mixtape. That was so out in Amsterdam there was Millie Warbucks. There was
Millie
motherfucking
Warbucks.
Black
Shout out
T
Millie
Networks
Warbucks.
was the one who he was the producer. We had Beats. We
Tone
had
Tone
me,
Networks?
Vinny
Yeah.
Cartel.
Networks.
What happened?
You said Tone Networks.
Tone Networks.
Tone
Yep.
Networks,
T Networks.
yeah.
That's who Gabi used to record with if it wasn't recording with me.
Yep, he's still doing this thing out there, holding it down. If you in Amsterdam making music, you definitely know
You definitely fuck
T-Net.
with Tone Network.
Word, for sure.
Yeah. Shout out Tone Network.
Vinny Cartel, you already know. That was my dude right there. You know what I mean? He was on my first he was on Loud Lyrics. We had a little back and forth type shit. That mixtape actually, Jewels was on that mixtape. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, Rabby. Shout out to Rab. You know what I mean? Can't
Richmond
forget
Rab.
Rab. Hell yeah, all hood, man. It was an era. And I was a young boy. I was 14. That was my first time performing too. I remember I just ran out on the stage like it was nothing. I wasn't even supposed to be in the club. But I was like, fuck that.
Yeah.
Don't give me that mic. I'm gonna fuck this shit up.
That's fine.
Word up.
Hell yeah. Buddha.
Buddha.
14 years old, man.
Yeah, man.
That's crazy.
It's a blessing. It's a gift. And it ain't even mine. You know what I mean?
I lost so many notepads on phones.
Same.
I ain't remembering those.
Right.
Verses, bro. That's
Well, there's only the ones that I had to spit over and over and over again, and that's what to go back to what they were saying before, like if they was to try to quit, like if he was to try to stop growing, or if Merc was to try to stop rapping, it's like you can't even do it, like because people always gonna come up to me, yo, what you got, yo, let me hear something, yo, let me play that song for me, da 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 da, and there has been times where that's been what kept me going, so like I couldn't stop if I wanted to. That's why. I appreciate y'all so much. You know what I mean? Y'all the one who put it. Make sure that I use this gift. It's not just for me. It's for everybody, and then we help each other with it.
Nah, you better fucking use that shit, dude.
Hell yeah! You already know.
Hell yeah!
Always.
Is that the new lemonades?
Yep. I ain't mad at him. I ain't mad at him.
Yeah,
I know I'm one of the only ones, but I ain't mad at the
I
monk
wasn't
fruit.
mad at 'em.
Right.
They're all right.
They need to do 2 different kinds. They need to bring the
They
old
need a
recipe.
monk
Yeah,
fruit.
they
They
need a
need a
regular.
low sugar.
All I'm
and
saying
a
is,
regular.
please don't touch my honey
this one
crisp,
definitely
please.
no sugar.
No
in
sugar
there.
line.
For sure.
For sure. Different color,
Yeah,
too.
Right.
like a slightly
color
different tone. They gotta
They should just
definitely
make
have them both.
the ups, the sugar ones, and then the regular ones. So to be like diet THC and diet sugar, low sugar and low THC, all in one.
Yeah, because the taste of the new ones
Right.
aren't hitting.
Yeah. No.
Shout
I'm
out
not.
to Philly.
Love you,
I'm gonna
Aaron.
not tell them what they should do, but I will tell them that
It's just my opinion.
I like the full sugar version. I would like them to keep that shit. That's what I'll say. The monk fruit version is cool. I get what they're doing because the other version has a lot of sugar in it. So I get it. I understand the purpose, but the flavor profile is that's like some of the best lemonade. That's the shit with it though. Like it's some of the best lemonade.
When it's got all the sugar in it.
You know what I mean?
Right,
The one with
yeah.
all the sugar is some of the best lemonade, period. Like,
Yeah.
not just like the best THC lemonade, just
So
like the
good.
best
Yeah,
lemonade
in general.
lemonade.
Same
They
with
gotta
their honey
respect it, 'cause
crust,
they
And
man.
I
know-
don't really give a fuck how much sugar is in my lemonade. I just don't. I
You eat
want
a lot
that.
of edibles and shit.
I don't pay attention to that shit. I
Yeah.
want some good ass lemonade. That shit's gotta have a lot of sugar in it because it's bitter.
And you a label reading motherfucker too,
I am
so
a
that
label
says a
reading
lot.
motherfucker. I
Be checking.
don't drink a shit ton of lemonade either, but when
Yeah,
I
right,
do,
right.
Me
you know what I
neither.
mean?
Yeah.
It's good. It's good lemonade.
I
Is there a
love it.
possibility for a new roots beverage?
I don't even want to get into that. I was talking to her. Yeah, we
What?
talked about that. I don't know. It's just like you got to make the right connections, you know.
Yeah,
And-
like
and-
because the micro, you have like processing and growing, and you can do retail if you want. So as far as like processing is concerned, how deep into processing can you get with the micro? Would you be able to get a bottling?
Theoretically,
It's
probably.
not-
Theoretically, could you get a little miniature bottling plant in your spot that you could?
Nah, but I think one of the things that I've been trying to do is build relationships with some of the other processors,
Yeah.
you know, and so it could be a situation where like I was saying earlier, like maybe I have like a bunch of rosin that I'm not gonna jar for whatever reason, but that's the type of thing like that I could send off to somebody and they could do something with.
They could do,
And that would be one
ed-
less
some
thing.
edibles with
Yeah,
of some sort.
and that would be one less thing that I didn't have to deal with, you know.
Yeah.
So I hate to see stuff go to waste.
What up?
Aren't you allowed to buy, like, you know, what do they call it?
Biomass?
Yeah, biomass. Yeah, I'm so fucking baked right now.
Yeah.
Are you allowed to buy X amount of pounds of biomass with the micro license?
Yeah, for sure. But
So-
it's like I wouldn't.
You got enough. You grow enough biomass.
Yeah, I mean,
right?
feel like you grow your own biomass, you know.
with the license that you have, that's the kind of benefit of that type with having the outdoor plus the mixed light.
But honestly, though, I wouldn't even call like. I don't know. I feel like everything that I produce that I use, like the stuff that I wash, like the flour that I wash, it looks just like the flour that's in the jar.
Yeah, it's
You know
flour.
what I mean?
It's not.
It's like-
it's not quote unquote biomass like you in
Yeah.
that classic sense. It's because it's not. You might be growing it for what people would use biomass for to make that, but you're not I don't know. The
Yeah, it's just
why
like
your rosin is so good is because you start with great flour.
that's like I feel like that's such a big thing. Like the
Yeah.
starting material is such a big thing, and so like if that's not good for whatever reason, then it's gonna show up
Yeah.
in the rosin or
Yeah.
in the hash in the rosin.
Yeah.
But
You're
yeah.
not making distillate.
Yeah, and honestly, I haven't even been washing trim. And so that's like another thing where it's like, to me, like, I don't want anything to go to waste, but I would love to have like that relationship where like, you want to take all this trim and do something with it, that's fine.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know?
Fuck yeah.
And I don't even have to worry about it.
We legal in China?
Oh yeah, we got Ricky's.
Hell
We're
no,
gonna do some
weed's
story
very
time with
illegal in
Rick.
China.
That's what I
China.
thought. Weed's very illegal in China. Right?
Weed's very.
Rick, are you doing? You're gonna do your story
Yeah,
time with Rick
so-
segment? Are we doing the bear?
Yeah. I went hiking a couple weeks ago and super stoned. It was like a 5 mile hike. I was probably 4.9 miles in. Like the connecting trail to this waterfall was like right over this crest. I'm walking along. All of a sudden, I hear this like leaves just moving. Like I look over, expecting to see a squirrel. Big ass bear, bro. Like from me to Swarley away. Like massive. I just like froze up. Luckily, the person I was with had like a survival experience. Like they were versed in the outdoors. So I was like, all right, we're just gonna back away slowly. Like, didn't see us yet. Let's just go 4.9 miles. I don't give a fuck. We're going back the other way. I don't care that the cars are right there. We're going the other way. I'm not crossing this bear. And They're like, no, let's just be loud and walk. And we had to like walk parallel past it. And it got like on its hind legs at one point and just started scratching itself on a tree. As we were like, all right, fuck it, we're gonna walk past. Because I was like, I'm not walking 4.9 miles back that way. Fuck that. We're just gonna send it. And I didn't know what to do, so I started cussing the bear out. I was just like, fuck you, bear. Fuck off. Fuck you, bear. Suck my dick, bear. Fuck you. Like, I didn't know what to do.
But
So
your guy, the person you were with, had survival experience, and they said
they make us
loud.
not. Yes,
Be
yeah,
as
and
loud
we're
as
like this
possible.
close, and I was just like, my immediate reaction was like, I don't know if that's a good idea. Like, I was like, and then
that's
my
wild.
next thought was like, I should not have came on this hike. We had no bear spray, nothing.
No bear spray.
Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't think the fucking pack.
I would
bear
not have
spray.
had bear spray
No.
either. Bear
And
I've
mace.
been caught without my bear spray too, right?
Call that.
Bruh.
Going lacking.
So we start making noise and walking past this bear, and it's still like scratching itself
Making
on
noise
the tree.
is great. Making noise.
Bro,
is-
that's what I
making
said.
noise is
That's what
crazy.
I
It is
said.
what you're supposed to do is make
I was like-
noise, get big, and make
Yeah, no.
noise.
Yeah, I wanted to just back away and then we'll go the other direction, but we were like, fuck it. And
That worked
We-
though, huh? Getting
almost
big,
no,
making noise.
almost no.
Almost no.
Because when we got like even with it, it got down on all four and just like head turned, like walking parallel with us.
No.
And then I had a moment where I was just like, all right, I might actually die right now. Yeah. But if this bear, regardless of what's about to happen after the fact, like I'm gonna have to fight this bear. Like I'm gonna have to pick up a stick and a rock and fight this bear, bro. And it just
pro Jackie Moon.
it was scary as shit. It was mad close to us too. So like I'm like trying to walk and like spot a stick and also cuss this bear out. And then I'm walking past the stick, so I gotta look for another stick or a rock and still keep an eye on the bear and cuss the bear out. And then and then eventually like we just started to pick up the pace a little bit and we got over the crest and there was a bunch of people on the other side, so
You're safe.
And you,
Glad you're
led
safe,
it-
bro.
You like led this bear to a whole crowd of people.
no, there was a couple walking the other way like right after we got over it, and I was like,
told 'em?
yo, there's a bear right over there, and they were just like, they debated it for a second.
What?
And then they still walked that way, bro.
Wow.
I was like, no.
Alright.
Like, he's a big bear.
No.
And they
Wow.
just,
We got this.
I hope, shout out to them. I
Right.
hope they're good. But yeah, they
Wow.
sent it. I smoked a big joint by a
So that was the
waterfall.
last you saw of the bear.
Yep.
That's crazy.
That was the last anyone saw of
Yeah.
the bear.
It was huge, though. It was mad. I didn't know what I was looking at for a second. I thought it was a person in a suit.
Wow.
It was that big. Bro, I
Person in a
swear to
bear
God,
suit.
bro. I swear to
They
God.
get big, yeah.
That's crazy.
It was huge.
Person in a suit.
Bro.
It was actually Jason.
I told you it was the last anyone saw of the bear.
Fire.
I swear to God, I was like, somebody out here fucking around in a costume, bro.
It was actually my
And then
Cookie
I was
Monster
like, oh,
costume.
shit,
It was
that's
just dirty.
great.
It's all good.
Hilarious.
That's a memory.
What kind of bear was it?
A really big black bear.
Was it a black bear?
Like,
Like
It was a black bear. It wasn't a
Yeah.
grizzly bear.
no. They're
it
not
a black
really
bear?
around
No,
here.
there's no grizzly bears
Nah.
here.
But it was a big black bear. Like,
Mm.
if there was a full grown version of a black bear, this was that.
Word.
Crazy.
It was taller than me and like way taller than me when it stood up.
You ain't get no content, bro?
I thought about that after, but I was but in the moment,
You would have been
in the
viral,
bro.
bro.
Moment, I was like, if I pull my phone out and this shit start charging, and this is the last footage that anybody sees.
Be so fucked up going out like that.
Yeah. Try to get some content.
Motherfuckers
going
be laughing at you like crazy. Dog.
No.
Ricky
They
Bear
be
down.
cooking you
Don't
after
worry,
you
Dills.
die
You
like
can edit. You can whip
Bro,
the
I
shit
would
up,
have
edit it up with the cartoon bear and
the
shit.
person
It's
I was
just-
with was not outrunning.
I can't wait to see the witches.
There's no way. I was gonna leave them in the dust.
Imagine you took out your phone and went live. And
That's what all you have to really worry is that you're not the slowest one in the group.
I wasn't. That's how I knew, that's how I knew I was gonna have to fight it. I was like, I gotta pick up a stick. This is gonna suck.
You have to fight it.
That's the fact.
What do you do? Go for its eyes, right?
Now you're just trying to get really big, and I was gonna just.
They used to
Try to
crack.
get really big. What the fuck
used to
is
make
that?
fun of me.
What are you gonna beef
So I
up
look like I'm
300
running in
pounds?
quicksand.
I don't know, bro.
Go Super Saiyan.
You
and
gotta
shit.
try and use like optical illusions on it.
Chest out.
Fucking no.
Pairs can avoid conflict if you look confident.
I was cussing it out.
Yeah.
I was cussing that motherfucker out, bro. People probably heard me on the other side of that hill. Like, what is going on over there?
It worked. You cussed the bear out. You look confident.
did.
You cussed the bear out. And
Suck
you
my
fucking-
dick, bear.
you're
That's a
alive.
war story. Yeah, that's a story. That's
Fuck you, bear.
Yep. Stage 1 podcast.
Stage 1 podcast. Stoop the store, Legacy Legal. Yeah, one more time for Matt from New Roots. Pulling up.
Yeah, no, it's been a lot of fun. I appreciate you having me on here.
Yeah, man.
Appreciate you coming, bro.
Oh, it's just
Yes, for sure.
New Roots Gardens. That's it. Just
Instagram. On Insta. Yeah.
yeah.
Gardens with S, not garden. Very, very important because there's a New Roots garden.
Yeah, you gotta type the whole thing or it
Yep.
won't pop up.
Yeah.
I swear it like that.
That's Instagram being dickheads.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, man. Keep growing the fucking bomb. Keep washing that crazy rosin and hash and just making good shit. You know, keep doing your thing, bro. Appreciate you pulling up and being. I'm fucking stoned.
Yeah, me too, man.
Being a part of what we're doing, and
Yeah.
we welcome you in the store. Love having you. So
Yeah, appreciate it.
no doubt.
First
Big
podcast.
Yeah, no doubt.
I be on that